Hey gamers, this is T-Strife Games, and I'm going to be talking about praise human abilities and how to do a human-only run with a run only with human abilities. Now, I'm just going to say this right off the bat. If you want easy mode for this type of run, you go combat focus, because this actually allows you to slow down time and helps you with a bunch of things, and your attacks deal 125% more damage, and actions cost no stamina. It's like, once you max that out, it's easy mode. I didn't bother except for the first one, and even then I didn't use it very much because it was easy mode. So if you want more of a challenge, just skip this entirely. Now, once you get the neuromod fabrication plan, it is pretty easy just to farm the materials and get what you need, and like max out these whole trees, which I pretty much have done. But in the beginning of the game, it's good to prioritize certain things, and I was going for more. I was very non-stealthy, so if your playstyle is for the stealth, for stealth a lot, I would definitely go down these stealth trees quite a bit early on, and it will help you too, because Typhons early on in the game, like phantoms and all that, are pretty hard until you progress a little bit more. So we're gonna start in the scientist tree. And I would say right off the bat, it's pretty easy. Just get physician, which helps the effectiveness of medkits. And then instead of getting the second one, you can just focus on the metabolic boost, because you find so much food throughout Talos I that it makes it pretty easy to heal up, and well fed. You'll get a status being from eating food that's called well fed, and that actually just automatically regenerates your health little by little. So that's very worth it. A lot of people say to go with necropsy. I didn't get this until like endgame, and I had no problem with like Typhon materials and the exotic material needed for fabricating neuromods later on. So I don't think that's necessary early on. But for starting out, this is just a nice healing bonus. Hacking, definitely prioritize, because there's tons of doors to hack through. And just even the first two can get you a long way through the beginning of the game. But overall, I would prioritize this whole line of hacking. For engineer, let's see. For engineer, right off the bat, because I would go with repair 1, just open up these trees and immediately start putting in suit modification, because suit modification, it gives you extra chipsets that you can install, and chipsets are this that give you different bonuses and stuff, but it also gives you extra inventory space. So that's really helpful with like gathering materials as you go throughout the game to recycle and make ammo and all that other stuff, and anything that you need fabricated. So it's definitely worth getting early on. So yeah, that's a priority one. Now, material expert is nice because it increases the recycling yield by 20%. And that's really nice because you don't find as much ammo, really. And so it's, once you get the fabrication plans for ammo, the extra yield is very helpful in making sure that you have enough shotgun and pistol ammo and all that stuff. I went definitely the gun route, because shotgun is just tears through phantoms and Typhon enemies. So and you get throughout the facility, you find tons of weapon kits, which I don't have any in my inventory right now, but you find weapon kits and you can modify your guns, and it really helps increase the damage, the range, and the effectiveness of your guns. So I definitely prioritize that. Now, with leverage, this is nice early on, and it actually costs less than getting into hacking right away or maxing it out. And that will open up a lot of different areas. So really, it kind of just depends on what you want to go for. There's lots of different ways to approach a situation. So leverage or hacking is going to do it very well for just letting you access different areas. So either one really for that. Now, in the security tree, first thing I go for conditioning. So of course it opens this up. Toughness is what I went for right away because that's extra HP and it's really good. A lot of people, I noticed that once I got to the 3rd toughness, it really kind of made it easy mode. Like, I didn't have to worry about my health as much. I still died occasionally, but you're like a walking tank. You're like a bullet sponge. So if you want a little increase in challenge, just go up to number 2, and then you'll still feel like you need to have that survival aspect of medkits and eating food and all that. Now, firearms is pretty essential because that really ups the damage on your and critical hit chance for your firearms. And since firearms are really, I mean, you have your gadgets, but your firearms are your main weapons as a human-only build. So you really want to dump some points in for firearms early on. The mobility's good, but for prioritizing things, since you start off with the wrench, and the wrench helps you really save on ammo when you just fight basic mimics and stuff, I would go for stamina first, because that helps quite a bit with just taking out and actually running from Typhons early on too, because they do a lot of damage, and so that helps quite a bit. Now, like, okay, I didn't do too much of stealth, really. I think I did, like, the first thing of stealth, and that really did help with just sneaking and crawling around. But it's not really that required. If you have firearms and stuff, it is worth unlocking the sneak attack, because it's a good opening to confrontation with Typhons because of the extra damage that you're able to do of unaware enemies. So you can, like, nearly one-shot a greater mimic, or you can one-shot a greater mimic with sneak attack 1 and, like, do half health off of, like, a phantom. So, I mean, it's worth at least getting the first stealth so you can get these two. So that's kind of the rundown of, like, what I would prioritize starting out in Prey. And then once you get the neuromod fabrication plan and later on in the game, it's very easy just to go and max everything out. So, but if I were to say, like, the 5 must-have human skills for the whole game, 1 would be hacking, even over leverage, because there's so many doors with key cards and codes and stuff, and you can just bypass hunting down all this busy work and the key cards and the codes by just having hacking. So that's definitely a must-have. Another must-have, of course, is the suit modification. At least to me. I always love expanded inventory space, and it just makes it way easier to just carry tons of materials, to go back to the recycler and get a bunch of material. So I would say that's a must-have. For me, it kind of depends on your playstyle, but for me, conditioning and then toughness. I mean, if I was gonna just say for a must-have and you're not gonna do any firearm modification, nothing, this would make you be able to stay alive enough to shoot the Typhons dead. Another one for me is the mobility. I just like being able to move quicker. It makes it a lot easier to dodge the Typhon abilities and like the flame and kinetic blasts and things like that. And it helps with, like, you can jump higher, run faster, sneak faster, sprint faster, everything. So it just helps to have that extra mobility in combat. Now for the fifth one, the fifth must-have, I almost want to say material expert because of the extra material from the recycling, but materials aren't too hard to come by, especially with like recycler charges. And if you just modify, fabricate a tons of recycler charges, it's not too bad just to throw stuff in the environment and get a bunch of recycled mats that way. So I wouldn't say that's a must-have for me, because the shotgun is really good, and the pistol is the pistol's effective with sneaking, but because it's silenced. But with the shotgun, when you're fighting Typhons, since it's so effective, I would go the repair and then gunsmith. That's like the fifth must-have for me, because even over firearms, because you get so many modification kits or weapon upgrade kits throughout the game that this would boost you enough to where fireworms wouldn't be required if you didn't want to bother with it. In this, so that would be my must-haves. My must-haves: hacking, suit modification, toughness, mobility, and gunsmith. This is my simple guide to the human abilities in Prey 2017. And it's just like what I prioritize and what might make your life a little bit easier starting out in the game. So yeah, if you guys found this helpful, leave a comment down below, like it, share, subscribe, whatever you feel like. And thank you guys for watching. Bye!